Ah, okay. So in last session, I think we have discussed about the dictionaries, right? Dictionaries and the range function we have seen, and the none data type also we have seen. Okay. So those were the data types which are there in the Python. Okay. Now the next and most important topic I would say is functions. I'm telling you, without this topic, we will not implement any project, especially in data. I can say Databricks. Try to understand this concept very carefully. You'll feel Databricks very easy when we try to understand about the Databricks utilities. There also pretty much we do the same activity. So that topic will be easy if you understand it if you have very good understanding of this topic. Okay. So this is easy topic only. This is not at all a tough. The only thing is you need to think about the logic. That's it. Rest all you just need to understand the syntax and all. That's it. Okay. So first of all, why do we need to write the function in any programming language? Any specific reason for that? Just like that, we have topic. We need to write it. Huh? Why do we need to write a function?
It is used to reuse purpose.
Okay, let's say I've given a task to you. I've asked you to add one and two numbers, and after some time, if I ask you to add 3 and 4, again you have to write it. Okay, let's say for adding these two in Python, you've written a function. Hey, a equal to you're storing a equal to 1, and you're storing number 2 in a b, and every time you're doing a plus b, and you're getting the result here. Okay, if I ask you to add 3 and 4, again you'll do the same thing. So a equal to 3 and b equal to 4, and again you'll write actually a plus b. Okay, then you'll get the result. So if I ask you the same activity 100 times, what you have to do? Every time you have to add this, assign these numbers, and you have to do a plus b and all those things, right? So instead of like doing this task repeatedly, what we can do is in Python, not only in Python, guys, in any programming language, we write actually functions. Okay. So in the functions, the repeated activity, whatever we are trying to do. One second, guys. One second. Okay. So in functions, actually, whatever the repeated activity we are doing, right? So that we are trying to converting into reusable code. Repeated activity converting into reusable code. Oh, okay. Now, how do we do that one? So before that one, before I get into that logic, actually, I like you guys have to understand the syntax, how we can create the function. That's what we need to understand here. Okay. So the basic syntax of a function is, I think I did not mention directly. Okay, I mentioned directly here with an example. Okay, so every function starts with a keyword called def. Def is a predefined keyword in Python. Def is nothing but a define. And after that, we need to mention whatever the function name you wanted to specify. Let's say here I mentioned the function name as max. Let's say read file, process file, write file, whatever you want, you can write here. The naming convention is up to you. Okay. And function will accept parameters as inputs. A and B, we call it as a parameters. Parameters. Okay. Okay. And colon we need to mention definitely. So I told you already, colon is nothing but a indentation symbol. After that, optionally, you can write here doc string. Doc string is nothing but this part we call it as a doc string. Doc string is nothing but like what exactly this function does. What is the use of this function? What is the functionality? What is the purpose of this function? That you can write, okay, within triple single quotes or triple double quotes. You can write a story also here, no problem at all. While calling this function, Python will not execute this line. No problem at all. Now, in this case, this whatever you are mentioning within triple single quotes or triple double quotes, Python will treat that as a commented lines. Python will treat it as a commented lines. See, if you write the same thing, if you assign the same thing to a variable, then that is different. Then there it will try to treat it as a there it will try to treat it as a variable value, right? But here it is Python is treating it as what? Doc string. That means, see, nothing but what I'm trying to say is indirectly, if you want to, okay, single line, if at all, if you want to comment in Python, you have to use the symbol called hash. Single line, if you want to comment, then you have to use hash. Multiple lines. Let's say I have 10 lines I have written 10 lines here. Okay. All lines, if I want to like comment, right, then I cannot go and type hash here, hash here, hash here. All 10 lines, I cannot use that one, right? If you want to comment all the lines in a single shot, so put triple single quotes here at the first line of the first position of the first line and last position of the last line. You just try to mention. Then Python will treat all these lines as commented lines. That is what I'm trying to do here indirectly. I'm trying to explain the functionality of the function here. Okay, this is optional, guys. If you want, you can write it, or otherwise you can leave it, no problem here. But in real time, it's better to mention this description so that you are writing this function, you know what it does actually. But next time when somebody is referring to this function, right? So just by seeing the function logic, they will not be able to understand. See, since it is a greater than b, since it is having only 2 lines, I can able to understand this function very easily. But in real time, we write 100 lines of code here. Just by seeing this one, they cannot able to understand it. You have to explain neatly here that function, like functionality. So for that purpose only, they have given this option here. Okay. Anyway, this is optional. Now after that, you have to write actually your function logic. Okay. So since this is max function, right? So I'm trying to pass 2 arguments here, a and b. Guys, remember one thing: in any programming language, whatever you're passing here, right? So these things we call it as a parameters. While calling the function, let's say max of 6, 4 you'll pass, right? These two we call it as arguments. These two we call it as parameters. Okay, these two we call it as a parameters. These two we call it as a arguments. Whatever the inputs you're passing to the function, those two we call it as an arguments. Whatever you're defining at the time of function definition, those we call it as a parameters. Function always takes the parameters as inputs. And you have to pass the parameters values in the form of arguments. Okay? Remember that. Now, next, whatever the logic, if you want to write, you can write it here. Okay, I'm trying to check here if A is greater than B or not. This is my logic actually. If A is greater than B, then it will simply return A because I know that A is bigger than B here. Otherwise, what? Return B. Okay, if it is satisfying here itself, it will directly return that value. It will give it back to the function. It will try to return as an output this value. The function has to return something. The function has to return something. So you can return a variable, you can return something. We'll see some examples so that you'll understand it, what exactly it will return here. So this is the body of the function, I can say. In the body, you'll write the actual logic and you'll write the return statement at the end. That's it. Okay, how do you call that function? Okay, so if it is returning something, right? If it is returning something, right? Returning something means back and it will try to return. If I pass 6, 4, it will try to return 6. So that value you have to store right somewhere. So for that purpose, what we need to do is always you have to assign this particular function to a variable. So that whatever it is returning, it will go and store it in this particular variable. So that this variable will hold that returned value. And if you try to print the value x, right? So 6 you will get here. Getting my point? Clear? Was able to get it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So next, moving on, we'll see some more examples. After that, we'll get into the practical part. Or let me try to execute one sample program so that you'll understand it in a better way. Now, you can write a the function here. So, sorry, def, right? So def I'm writing. Def is nothing but a keyword definition. Define, I can say. Define. Let's say max function. I'm writing as it is function, whatever I explained, right? Okay. Define max of not only, I mean, there is no rule that you have to take every time A and B. You can take X and Y also, no problem at all. Okay. And after that, you have to mention indentation symbol. Okay. That is mandatory. And after that, automatically it is giving where to write the next line. Okay. That is the beauty with the Jupyter notebook. Okay. Here you need to write it. So if, okay, within brackets, actually, what I'm trying to write is a greater than, sorry, it's not a, right? X greater than y. If it is x greater than y, okay, then directly I'm trying to return here, return x. Else, see, when I try to hit enter here, it is directly showing the next line here. Okay, else y, that's it. Okay, now I'll try to execute. And one more thing I wanted to like make you understand here. The moment I create a function here, okay, else return y, sir. Sorry, my bad. Return y. Okay.
Indentation for else.
Indentation, it is the same hierarchy level, right? If and else both are at the same level, right?
After else also we need to put the indentation.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad. Correct. Okay. So yeah, now both are at the same level. Returns are also at the same level. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So it is giving. Now see here. When I execute this one, did it create the function in the backend, or did it execute something in the backend? It is just defined in the backend in the Python. That's it. Now, when you call this one, then it will try to start executing this particular command. Until that one, the function will not be executed. Until you call that one, it will not be executed. It is just created. Backend is just created. That's it. Just created. That's it. Okay. Now I'll start calling it. Okay. Now a equal to max of, let's say you can write anything here, 10 comma 20 I'm writing here. Now you try to execute it. Now here what I will do is I'll just try to write it here, print of a. Then the whatever the value it is storing, right, that it will try to print it here. Now see, value 20 is a bigger number here. This is the way of writing any function here. Guys, I'm just showing you basic example here. But in real time, we don't write these simple examples. I'll show you after this class, like I'll show you how many lines of code generally we write it. Okay. So that is about the function definition, basic function. Now let's go on one by one. Now next, one more function I'm trying to write, guys, here. Define whether the given number is even number or not. I'm trying to check here. Is even. Function name is that up to you, whatever you wanted to write. And it is taking only one. And see, since I've told you here, like only 2 parameters here, there is no 2 parameters. Do not think that every function will take only 2 parameters as inputs. Function can take any number of parameters as inputs. You can define here even 100 parameters also. It's unlimited. Okay, see, since for this example only 2 parameters are enough, that is the reason I've taken 2. So the next function will take only like 1 parameter as an input. That's it. Okay, I is just a parameter here. Parameters are arguments. Okay. Now you whatever you wanted to write, you try to mention it in a doc within triple single quotes or triple double quotes. Anything is okay. Both are same here actually. And after that, I'm trying to in the body, I'm trying to write a print command in the return statement. See, guys, and there is no rule that directly you can return. You can write the logic within the after the return statement. You can write the logic inside the function, and you assign that one to a variable, and that variable also you can return here directly. That is also okay. Or if it is a simple logic, right, directly without increasing the number of lines here, you can directly write the logic after the return statement. That is also okay. Anything is okay. There is no rule that every time you have to write the logic after the return statement. You write this logic here and try to assign that one to a variable, and you return that variable here. That's it. That is also okay. Okay. So this is like one more basic function I'm trying to explain here. Okay. Now moving on to the next one. I think both are same, right? Easy one here. Okay. Return is a keyword here, of course. Next, this is also basic example only. And this is one more additional function, guys. Addition function. I'll just try to show this one as well. After that, we'll get into the lambda functions. So define addition. It is taking actually 2 numbers here, 2 parameters here, and c equal to a plus b. Or directly you can write a plus b here also, no problem. That is also okay. And whatever you're writing right in the print command, it will try to print it in the output actually when you call it. Okay, return c. Okay, this is optional case. I mean, you can assign this 2 values addition to a variable, and you can return that variable also. That is also okay. Or directly a plus b also you can write it here. Okay, now let me try to execute this function. Yes, I executed that function. I mean, I created that function, I would say, not executed. Now I have to call that function. Creation and calling, only 2 things are there. Okay, now how to call that one? Since it is returning something, I'll try to take here variable a equal to, or like v also you can take, or addition equal to add also you can take. Okay, add equal to what we have to take? Addition of, right? So copy this one and try to give this one, and here you try to take 2 comma 5. So here you need to print here. Anyway, you don't need to print anything here by the or otherwise you can print it also, no problem. So print of add, okay, whatever the variable is there, that it will try to print it. Now execute this one. See, the addition of 2 and 5 is 7. So because the function definition is having actually print command, that is the reason why the output also it is showing the print command output. And after that, anyway, I printed the add variable output here. That is the reason why it is written 7 here. Okay, that is it. Now, so this is simple function, I know. I don't want to like give a name of the function, but still I wanted to achieve the functionality of the function. Do we have any such concept in Python? I'm repeating the point. So I don't define the function. Okay, but still I wanted to get the functionality of the function. Do we have any such concept in Python? I would say yes. The next concept that I'm going to discuss is lambda functions. This is also very, very, very important one, guys. For PySpark, this is damn important, I can say. Okay. In real time, sometimes, if you want to do repeated tasks, sometimes without creating a function, you need to, or you have to create a lambda function. Okay, I'll tell you example of each lambda function. Okay, so the advantage of lambda function or anonymous function is, okay, you don't need to create that function. You don't need to create that function, but you can still achieve the functionality of the function. No. See, sometimes you need to simple arithmetic function which can perform instance operation. See, instantaneously, if you want to do some like a task, right? Then you have to do that one. Okay, let's say the best example I'll try to give you. I have a list, guys. I have asked you to like do a squares of each number in a list. I've asked you to find out the square of each number in a list. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. Those are the elements. Today only 5 elements. Tomorrow it may be 10 elements. Day after tomorrow it may be 100 elements. But I don't want to create any function to calculate the squares of each number. But without that one, I have to get it. How do you do that? Okay, that is what we are trying to discuss. Okay, so how we can define that one is, this is the syntax case actually. Variable name equal to, you have to write a variable name. That means indirectly, this is a function name. Indirectly, okay? Function name equal to, you have to use a keyword called lambda. You have to use a keyword called lambda. The moment you say lambda, Python will understand that, okay, I'm not going to create this function in the backend. Let me try to perform this the expression here, whatever you're defining. That's what it is going to say. Okay, every Python function takes parameters as inputs, right? Similarly, lambda function also takes the parameters here. You can define any number of parameters here. Parameter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. N number of parameters you can define here. No problem at all. Okay, colon, and whatever the logic, simple logic only you have to write, guys, not the complex logic. Okay, Python is not recommending you to write the hundreds of lines of code here. Simple expressions, one-line expressions, you have to write it here. That is what you need to understand. Okay, now let's try to understand. After that, I'll come back here, the theory part. Okay. Now, example for that one is, now add. Add is just a variable name here. Indirectly a function name here. Okay. Add equal to lambda. Lambda is a keyword. I told you already. And I have defined two parameters here. X and Y are my parameters. You can take anything here anytime. X and Y are my parameters. I wanted to perform addition of those two like parameters, whatever you're passing. Okay, now this is just a function definition indirectly. Backend this will not get created, don't worry. Now, how I can use that one? Result equal to add of 5, 3. Add of 5, 3. 5, 3 means what will happen? 5 will be taken here, 3 will be taken here, and the expression will be evaluated here. And after that, after the addition, add will hold actually 8. That is what you're going to get. Print result. And add function will give the output to the result. I mean, result is a variable value I'm trying to print here. Now let me try to execute this one so that you'll understand it in a better way. Okay. Now here, so just try to execute this one. Add equal to lambda of x comma y, x plus y. Now see, output is 8. Okay, 5 plus 3 is 8. That is what I'm getting here. See, this function does not have any name. I'm not explicitly creating this one. Wherever I want, I can use this one simply. That's it. I'm just assigning it to a variable. That's it. That variable of, I'm passing some arguments here. That's it. So lambda function does not have any name. That is the reason why we sometimes we used to call these functions as anonymous functions. anonymous functions. But Shiva, why we have to use this one? Yes, we have to use this one in PySpark RDDs especially. We use this kind of notation regularly. This concept actually derived from the Python only in PySpark, especially in PySpark. Okay. Okay. Next, moving on. I'll quickly explain, guys. After that, I'll show you other things actually. Okay, here also I'm trying to explain here. Average number, average of two numbers I wanted to calculate. For that, average equal to lambda of x comma y, x plus y by 2. And average of 2 comma 7 I'm trying to calculate here. Then 2 plus 7 is 9, 9 by 2 is 4.5. You're going to get output here. Okay, simple logic only you have to mention, not the critical logic. Complex logic, I would say. You're not supposed to mention the complex logic here. And here also, max for calculating that max rate, we have created the function. After that, we have called all those things, right? Here we can simply call it as greater number equal to, or greatest number equal to lambda of x comma y, x if x greater than y, else y. Directly you can write it. X if x greater than y. If loop directly, if you can directly write like this.
Sure, just a quick question.
Yeah.
Outside of not creating the function itself, does lambda expression have any other, advantages to it?
That is what I'm trying to say, right? So without creating that one, without creating a function, you're still achieving the functionality of the function right here.
Yes.
You can simply, wherever you want, you can simply create them and make use of that one for repeated operations. It's simple like way of defining, right?
Yes, but the difference is the function gets created, but lambda doesn't.
Lambda doesn't get created, correct?
That's the only difference, right?
That is only the one.
Okay.
But if you have complex logic really, then of course you have to create a like this one, normal function only.
Okay.
You'll understand once I get into the RDDs, right? You'll come to know why we have to discuss about this one. For now, you just try to understand function which does not have any name is called as lambda functions. For simple operations, we have to create a lambda function and we have to make use of them. That's it.
Okay.
You'll understand it definitely, the use case of that. Okay, now after that, square of a function, lambda equal to x. Square of a function means only single number it has to take as an input, right? X star 2. Okay, star 2 is nothing but star in Python actually creates a square of this particular variable. Okay, single star is nothing but multiplication. Double star is nothing but square. Remember that in Python. Okay, if you want to calculate the square root, then what we have to give here? Square root equal to x power 1 by 2, right? X power 1 by 2 is nothing but x star 0.5. 0.5. 0.5 is nothing but 1 by 2 only, right? That will give actually square root. Or if you want to give the 1 by 2, that also you can give, no problem. That is also okay. So indirectly, square of a number, or if at all if you want to calculate the square root of the number, then 0.5. You just give in place of 2, you just give a 0.5. That's it. That will calculate the square root of a number. Okay. So this is absolute value if you want to calculate and get first letter of a string. And now this is the function. This is what I was trying to say actually. Let's say my requirement is to calculate the length of each element in a list. This is my requirement actually. Okay. So for that, what I'm trying to do is based on the length, I wanted to sort the data. Based on the length, I wanted to sort the data inside a list. Okay. For that, what I'm trying to do, votes dot sort of Now, how I'm defining that one? Sort of, sort function is there in sort method is there in the sort function, not it's a method only. Sorry, yeah, because I'm trying to use on top of the object right here. Okay, oats dot sort of now key equal to lambda x colon length of x. X colon length of x. X colon length of x means what will happen here? What will lambda function will try to iterate the every element here. Iterate the every element from the this list. That is what the main advantage compared to the normal function of the lambda function. It will actually iterate. Okay. See, words dot sort of key equal to lambda. First, what it will take, apple it will try to take here. Apple, length of apple, what it will do? Length of apple, what it will do? Length of apple, how much you're going to get? 5 you're going to get here. Okay. So backend it will try to keep that number here. And after that, banana, how many characters are there? 6 characters are there. So length is 6, 5 comma 6. And cherry, how many characters are there? 6. Again 6. Date, 4 characters are there. First 4 will be like sorted here. I mean backend indirectly numbers will be taken here. Numbers will be taken. That numbers will be sorted, and based on that one, it will try to like sort the data. That is what the use of this one. I mean, it is repeating the action for every element in a list. See, if you don't have this functionality, right, then what will happen? You have to create a normal function and you have to call it right every time. That's what I'm trying to say here. Now let's go to the theory part here. So with the lambda, we can create quick, simple functions. That's it. That is only the advantage. And return statement is not required here. Of course, did I mention any return statement here? No. No, I did not mention anything. Return statement is not required. You're not supposed to keep also, of course. Okay, so they're often used for short and simple operations, I can say. One-time operations, I can say. And are particularly useful when you need to pass a function as an argument to the higher order functions like map, filter, and the sorted. Yeah, we will try to understand these functions as well now. What exactly mean by this one? Okay. And one point you need to remember is lambda function can be used only single expression, single line expression or simple expression. Should contain only like simple expression here and no loops at all. You're not supposed to use any for loop and all those things. Of course, if condition is supported here, but for loops and all not supported here. Okay, and lambda functions can take only can take any number of variables, of course. Any number of parameters you take right here. That is what they're trying to say here. These are all the rules you need to understand here. Okay, now let's see some of the examples. And after that, we need to understand the higher order functions as well here. What is higher order function? Because these are also important, guys. Especially in PySpark, we are going to use these functions very frequently. See, why I'm trying to explain all these things in the Python itself is PySpark is actually derived from all these Python concepts only, indirectly. So I will not explain all these things in PySpark again. Indirectly, I entered into the Spark concepts with higher order functions. Okay. Now, what is this higher order function? Remember one thing. This is very frequently asked interview question in PySpark. Sorry, in Spark interviews actually. What is higher order function? Can you give some examples for that? That is what the question actually they ask. Okay. Now, any function takes another function as an input. That function we have to call it as a higher order function. any function takes the another function as an argument, as a parameter, I can say, not argument, parameter, then we have to call it as a higher order function. Okay. Now, okay, what are all the different, what are all the examples of the higher order functions here? Okay, one by one, we'll try to understand here. So different like examples for that one is map, reduce, filter, zip, and all those things. I mentioned only few here because only these are mainly used ones. Mainly used ones I'm trying to mention. Few more are there, but we don't use them very frequently. That is the reason why I did not mention them. Okay, so we did not understand anything about this functionality. Can you explain a little bit about this one? Yes. Okay, first we'll try to understand about the map. One by one we'll go here. Okay, first we'll try to understand about the map. What this higher order function does. What exactly it does. The map function is built in Python functions that takes 2 or more arguments, of course. Okay. Okay, 2 or more arguments. The syntax of the map function is map. Map is a function again. Map is a function. It takes one more function as an input. So that you have to mention here, that function. You have to define that function outside. The definition of the function you need to mention here. Okay. And after the function, you need to specify the iterable object. Iterable object is nothing but list, tuple, set, dictionary, and your all those things we call it as the iterable objects. The elements in those objects can we iterate or not using for loop? Yes, we can. That is what they are calling it as the iterables here. So map and the function name. This function will be taken as input to this function indirectly. Okay, and after that you need to mention iterable objects. Iterable objects are nothing but list, tuple, set, dictionary. Any iterable string also, of course. Range also, of course. Any iterable object you can take it. Okay. So still we don't understand what exactly mean by this one. Okay, let me tell you what exactly mean by that one. Let's say I've given this particular input case here. Okay, let me try to explain this one. Let me try to explain this. Okay. Now I have a list called 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I've asked you to find out the square root of each number in a list. Square root of each number. Now, I don't know how to calculate the square root of a number. Generally, what you guys do? What do you guys do? If I ask you to do that? If I ask you to do that one, what do you guys generally do?
Create a lambda function and then...
No. Consider lambda function concept itself is not there.
Then for loop, yeah.
For loop, using for loop also you can do. Or generic way, if I ask you to implement that one, you create a function and that function you're going to use here, correct?
Yes.
So now without creating the function, how we are trying to do that one? You try to understand that here. Okay. Now roots equal to square root of each number equal to, this is also a list again, because map whatever the input, whatever the iterable object it is taking, the same object it will try to give as output. Same object means same kind of object. If you pass list as an input, it will try to give output as list only. If you pass tuple only. If you pass set only, like that. Now map of math dot square root. I'll tell you what exactly. Math is a module actually. Math is a module. From that, square root is a function. It's a module name dot function. That I'm trying to take it here. Okay, that means in Python, square root is a function which calculates actually square root of any given value. Okay, now comma, list whatever I wanted to calculate, whichever the list I wanted to calculate the square roots, right? That I'm trying to mention here. Now, for x in roots, print of x, whatever the element. I mean, this is not required actually. If you want to print directly that one, you can print it actually. You don't need to like loop it actually. Okay, now I'm just trying to printing the roots here. This is the simple way to create it without creating a function definition. See, why did I call this as a higher order function is this map is a function actually. That function again taking one more function as an input here. That is the reason why I'm calling it as a higher order function. Okay, now let me execute this one. Math is not defined here. Okay, now what I have to do is I need to import that one here. Import math. Because it doesn't understand directly what exactly math is. We have to import it. I'll tell you what exactly the mean by this import function and all. Maybe tomorrow we'll discuss that one. Okay. Now let me try to execute this one. See, since it is creating the this one, what I need to do is I can use here directly list of these roots. That is also okay. I'll tell you why I'm taking this one. You'll understand it later. Now let me execute this one. List object is not callable because it is creating the iteratable object in the backend. We can create a list on top of that one, right? But why is it not creating? Okay, let me try to iterate it in that case. So for I in this roots, okay, colon, then print of I'll take here so that it will try to print every element here, square root of every number. Now see here what you're getting. 2 square root of 2 is actually 1.4. Square root, right? Square root is nothing but this one, right? Square root is nothing but 2 power 1 by 2, right? Yeah, that this is correct one. 1.4 you'll get. Okay, and for 3 it is 1.7, and for 4 it is 2.0, and for 5 it is 2.2. I mean, you'll not get exact number. That's okay. Like these numbers you're getting here. Okay, so see, the same example, I wanted to calculate the squares of a number. Squares of a number. Now, how do you do that? Actually, what you are supposed to do, you have to create a function and you have to like define that function again here. See, what I'm trying to do here is first, initially, I'm trying to say that you can use the predefined functions also in the higher order functions. Next, my intention is not only predefined functions, custom functions also we can create and use them here inside the map. I mean, inside the higher order functions. That's what I wanted to prove. Okay. Or without creating the custom functions, you can use still lambda functions also here. That's what I wanted to say. Getting my point? The first case is done here. Now, second case, I wanted to calculate it. I wanted to create a function separately and I wanted to use it here. Now, how do you do that? How do you do that one? Come and help me here. Now, before I use this one, I have to create a function, right? Now, how to create that one? Come and help me. Define my underscore square root function. I'm just creating my own function here. My square root is my function actually. Now what it does? How many parameters it takes? How many parameters it takes?
It can take any number, but in this, I think it is just one.
Okay, one. One means, let's say, can I take I here? Or you can take X also, anything you can take here. Now put colon here. Next, what is the definition? Return space X
Star
0.5, right? 0.5 I'm taking here. That's it. This is my own function. Same thing I'll try to use here. Okay, and let's see what will happen here. Let me define this one first of all. Okay, and I think I've already given an example somewhere here. One second here. Just a second. Directly we can define it without taking anything. Yeah, I'm good with this one. Now what I will do is my square root, I'll simply take it here, and in place of this one, I'll try to paste. Take it here. What will happen in the back end? First what map function does is it will try to iterate. It will try to iterate every element in the iteratable object. Okay. Now first 2 will be taken here to the map. It will the value will be given to the okay, from the list. Actually, first it will try to take the 2, and 2 will be passed to the function indirectly. 2 will be passed to the function, and the square root will be calculated, and it will be given to the roots. Okay, and 3 will be taken here, and it will try to calculate the square root of that particular number, and it will assign to the roots again. And 4 will be taken, 5 will be taken respectively. Like that, every element of a iteratable object will be iterated here. What map does is it will try to iterate every element. I have an example here which I'm trying to show here. First, what it will does is, let's say it is iteratable object. I told you already, map will take only iteratable object as an input. Okay, whether it can be a list or a tuple or whatever it is. Okay, let's consider this is an iteratable object list. Okay, in the list, actually first element it will try to take, and the element will be given to the function, and its corresponding value you are going to get it. It will be assigned to variable, and next second value it will try to take from the iterable object, and value will be assigned to the function as an input, and after that y2 will be calculated here. Y2 is nothing but output of the after calculation, after applying the value to the function, whatever the logic you have written, based on that you are going to get output. In my case, it is a square root of a number. Okay, now third element, fourth one, fifth one, like that, up to last element it will try to take it. That is the use of map. Simply it will try to iterate it. That's it. Now let's see that one here. Let's see that here. And backend it is going to create a iteratable object. If you want to see that one, whether it is creating an iteratable object or not, if you can print it here. So print of, so type of, if you want to see what type of object it is, then you have to see type of, okay, roots you have to take it here. Now let me execute the same thing here. So import math is not required here because I'm not using it anymore here. And before that one, you have to create a, you have to define this function. I'm trying to define that one. Yes, I defined that. Function can be defined. You can redefine any number of times case, no problem. But if you modify something in the function, you have to recreate it mandatorily. Otherwise, it will try to take the previous instance of the function. Previously, whatever the definition was there, like that, it will try to consider. Otherwise, you have to recreate it for every time you modify it. Otherwise, it will be a problem. Okay, now let me recreate it one more time. Now I'm trying to execute this one. Same thing you're going to get here. Same thing, same output as it is you're getting here. 1.4, 1.7, 2.0, 2.2. Now, creating a function and using that function here, it's a tedious one, right? Tedious task, right? Now, instead of defining this one, I can simply say that lambda, how many inputs actually it takes this my lambda function? My lambda function takes only one value as a parameter. Now, that one value I'm considering as x. Now, it has to calculate the square root of a number, 0.5, right? Sorry. Square root of a number. Then what happens? See how easy it is without creating this one. How easy it is. Now, from the list, actually, one by one element it will try to take. One by one element it will try to take. Okay. It will try to pass on that value to the x, and x is nothing but let's say 2 square root of 2. whatever the value it is there, then it will try to assign that value to the roots. Okay, see, backend it is creating actually map object. Map is also a iterable object. Map is also a iterable object. That I'm trying to iterate here. Only iterable objects you can iterate it, of course. Now, if I execute this one without creating this one, now see how simple it is, how we are getting, see, same output I'm getting here. Same output. Now, that is the use of your lambda functions. How many of you understood this? How many of you did not understand this? Come on, everybody understood? Huh? We're good.
I'm still trying to grasp the concept here. So, sorry if that's
see, slowly you'll get it, guys, because it's a new concept altogether for you guys.
Is it so? Is it similar to, like, for instance, whatever you wrote in the map function? That's similar to what I've pasted in the chat, right?
Okay, let me check the chart here. For in a yeah, indirectly, yeah, correct. Okay, now whatever Teja has given, right, I'll try to paste it here so that you'll understand. Yeah, see, indirectly you are creating an empty list here, and after that you are trying to iterate here, and you are trying to calculate the square root, and you are appending that one to the list every time. You guys know append functionality, right? Append, what it will do, it will try to add at the end of the list, right? That it is trying to do here, and after that, you're for printing that one, you're trying to use the for loop here. That's it. So without doing all these things, you can simply do it like this. It's very easy. Okay. So that is about the map. See, only one thing in PySpark also map we use. There also every element from the iterable object it will try to take, and it will try to apply the function here, and it will simply execute that function, and it stores it back to the variable. That's it. Wherever you go, this concept is same. Okay, I will not repeat this concept in the PySpark, guys. Please do remember that one. If you don't understand this one, please ask me. I'll explain it one more time. I'll go with jet speed there. I'm telling you.
So here map is only to avoid that iterable concept, right?
Yes, correct. Map is taking every element from the iterable object.
So other than that, there is
no other use.
No feature. Right?
No other feature. That's it. See, indirectly, why we have, see how it is related to data engineering, Shiva. See, we deal with the tables, right? In the table, actually, you have millions of records, right? If at all, if you want to take one column, and if you want to apply some function on top of that one, how do you do that one? You have to use map only.
Can you go again, Shiva? Sorry.
You want me to repeat that point?
Yeah, repeat the statement.
Now, in a table, you have, like, let's say, millions of records. From that, you have to pick up one column, and you wanted to apply some function on top of that.
Okay.
Let's say you, salary I wanted to increase to every employee to 10%. Now, what I have to do? I have to take the salary as an input here, and I have to give here salary plus salary into 0.1.
So in this case, so I want to apply the this whatever the salary increase for specific departments. So do I need to apply the filters here?
Yes, that is what my next topic here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
My next concept is that one only, filter.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Can you go back to the example where we were talking about the slide 10? Sorry. Can you go
Slide,
back to
okay.
slide 10? Slide 10.
Slide number 10. Okay.
Key dot sort key equal to lambda. I'm just checking the syntax. I'm trying to execute the last example that you have on the list.
See, syntax is very simple. You have to take the variable here, and after that you have to take the lambda keyword, and after that you have to, whatever the input you're passing, you wanted to pass to that function, that you have to take here, and after that expression, whatever logic. Expression is nothing but your logic. That's
Can
it.
you execute example 7 in the Jupyter notebook, please?
Okay. Let me execute this. No. Oh, it's equal to apple and all there, right? Now let me execute this one. See, date, apple, banana, cherry, you're getting here.
Equal to lambda x. Oh, okay. I think I've got it now. Okay.
Got it, huh?
Yeah. Thank you.
Here, banana cherry is the same length, right?
Same length, yeah.
So randomly it will take?
The randomly it is taking, that's it, yeah. Okay, see, votes I'm trying to, on top of votes, actually, I'm trying to do the sorting here. That means your source will get modified here. I'm trying to print the same thing here.
If I execute the same like statement, banana cherry is the same order or different will get?
Here, banana is 6 characters. Here also 6 characters, right? Next time also you'll get the same thing. Maybe back and it is taking like alphabetical order, considering the alphabetical order also. Even if you execute it 100 times also, you'll get the same thing here. See, I'm trying to execute the same thing. See, same you're getting here. Maybe it is considering that. Okay. Yeah. Moving on. See, that is what I mentioned here in the theory part. Map function applies to the given function to each item in the iterables. Map function applies the given function to each item, each item in the iterables, and returns an iterator that yields the results of results one by one. That's it. That is the functionality. That is what even I explained. See, it's convenient way to apply the same operation to multiple elements in a collection, especially in collections. Okay. Map returns an iterator which can be cast to list. Actually, that is what even I was trying. I don't know why I was not getting that one. We can like change it to list, actually, list or any other parameter, any other iterator. I don't know why did I not get that. Okay, I'll check that one a bit later. Yeah, sorry.
Sure. Do you have any example where it is iterating through two lists?
Yeah, we can do that. I'll check that one after completing this one. Filter and the other functions as well. I'll try to check that one. Okay. Here, next function is actually map with multiple. And one more thing is here, map also takes the multiple lists as an multiple lists or iterators as input. Okay, as parameters. Okay, what happens if you do that? That's what your question. Okay,
Yeah,
I told you,
I'm
right, in the syntax actually. Sorry,
I'm getting some error. So I just wanted to see if you're able to execute it on your end.
So multiple if you take.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll explain that one. So here, what happens is all list must be of same length first of all. Okay, not really, but not required here. The number of lists n must match with the arguments needed by the function. I'll tell you the example of everything here. See here, let's say if I ask you to do sum of respect to elements in two lists. How do you do that? That means what I'm trying to mention is, let's say I have two lists here. List 1 contains 0, 1, 2, 3, and list 2 contains 4, 5, 6, 7. I wanted to do sum of their corresponding element. Let's say 0 plus 4, 4, 1 plus 5, 6, 2 plus 6, 8, and 7 plus 3, 10. In the result actually list, I wanted to get that result. Result list, I'm expecting that output. How do you do that? How do you do that? In that case, this will help us. Okay, simply it is mentioning here. See, do we have any other option to do that activity? Do we have any other option? What you need to do is, you need to, in the iteration, you need to take the for loop, and you need to read the first element from the first list, and first element from the second list, and you need to add them, and you need to store them. You need to append that one to some list, and after that second element you have to take from the first list, second element from the second list. All those things you need to do. Okay. Without doing all those things, we can achieve very easily with the help of lambda functions. How we can do that one is, let me take that example directly here. Okay, and let me execute that one neatly here. See here, list I'm taking one more. Okay, let me, list 1 I'm taking, list 2 I'm taking, list 3 equal to list of. See, this is what I was telling. You can convert that object into list. Okay, list of, that is the reason why I'm taking it. List of. Okay, map actually takes the every element from list, lambda x comma y. Okay, x plus y I wanted to do, and both lists I'm trying to take here. It understands that first element is first, x is nothing but it will try to pointing to the first list. Y is nothing but actually it is pointing to the second list. First element from both. That means x comma y will be taken here, and x plus y. That means 1 plus 7, 8 you'll get. Like that, every element will be iterated here. Okay, Shiva, I have 4 elements here. Here also I have 4 elements. What if both the lists are not having same length? We'll try to understand that one as well. Okay, first we'll try to understand the basic functionality here. Okay, and after that we'll try to understand here. Then what will happen? Okay, print of L3 I'm taking here. I'm trying to convert this one on the fly as a list, and see what happens here. List object. I don't know why it is not allowing me to do it. Sometimes it allows, sometimes it is not allowing, guys. Am I doing any mistake here?
Sure. Can you try this? Put in the chat.
Both are same, right?
No, I'm trying to execute this on my end, and it says my square root takes one positional argument.
No. The error I got here is because of the list. I'm trying to convert this entire object into list format actually. Okay, list of object, iterable object, back and it will try to convert into list format only. That is what even I'm expecting. I don't know why I'm not able to execute this one. Okay, let me remove this one for some time. After that, I'll check that. Meanwhile, if somebody can able to check that one, you can check that. Okay. Now let me execute this one. Print P is capital, I think here. P is capital. Now let me execute it one more time. See, iterable object you're getting here. And I'm trying to use for loop on top of that. For I in my iterable object is L3 here, and colon, and print of my iterable object is values I here. Okay, one by one value it will take here. Now see what is happening here. 8, 10, 12, 14. Is this expected output? 7 plus 1 is actually 8, and 2 plus 8 is 10, and 3 plus 9 is 12, and 4 plus 10 is actually 14. That's what we are getting. Now, what I will do is intentionally I'll try to remove this element from the first list and see what will happen here. See, 1 plus 7, 8 we are getting, 2 plus 8, 10 we are getting, and 3 plus 9, 12 we are getting. And since the length is not same here, last element it is not considering. It is not considering. Okay.
Sure, I'm still trying to understand. So in the actual map function, can you go back to the Jupyter notebooks, please? So looking at section 16.1.6, create another list and pass it as an argument to the map function. Can we try that real quick?
Okay. What do you want me to try here? Sorry.
Can you add a new list?
Okay.
Let's do list 2 and then
list 1 here, list 2 I'll try to consider.
And then let's do list 2 and then try to pass that list 2 into the map function.
Okay. Okay. I mean, the function definition is same, and
we just want to pass the second list.
Okay. Let's say 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. Let's maintain the same size here. That's okay, right?
Yeah.
You wanted to pass here list 1, list 2. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now
I can
see
do
what
this,
will
right?
happen. See here, it is not allowed actually, because since you are mentioning 2 lists here, it has to take the first element from the first list, first element from the second list as well, right? You have to mention the number of argument, how many number of iterators you are mentioning here.
Oh, that's what I was trying to do that on my end, because
that's mandatory.
That's the part I missed. Okay,
that's mandatory.
So now let's look at the same one, and then if you can add y to the lambda function, can you do square root of both of them? Okay.
You can. Square root of
x comma y.
Square root of x comma y, but we can use single expression only, right here. After summing, you wanted to do square root of that result, or like individually you wanted to do
individually that? I need the square root of
I don't think so. We can do that.
So can you try to square root x plus square root y? Then
that we can do. That we can do. That is allowed. Because I told you, right, lambda function, in the lambda function, it takes only one expression, single expression. That is the rule of the lambda function, right?
Okay.
We are not supposed to violate any of these rules here.
Okay.
Got it, right? Yeah, your point is good. I completely agree with you. But we are violating indirectly the lambda function rules here.
Okay.
That is the point. Okay. Next, moving on. Next function. Next is all these things we already explained. Next one is filter. Very easy one. If at all, if you want to filter some of the elements from the iterable object, right, you can simply filter using the lambda function. Okay. Let's say I have a list actually. From that, I wanted to filter out only even numbers or only odd numbers. That's my requirement. How do you do that? Only even numbers or only odd numbers? See, if at all, if you want to calculate that one, what you have to do, you have to write a function and you have to apply that function on top of the list. You have to iterate it and you have to return it, blah, blah, blah. You have to do all those things, right? But without doing all those things, we can still do, we can simply do that one. How we do that? Okay, let me take the same one here, same example I'm trying to take here. Okay, filter is nothing but a normal your SQL filter only. It will simply filter the elements indirectly where condition is applied here. Indirectly. Okay, now copy this one and try to execute this one here. And let me explain you guys here. I have a list here. From that, I wanted to calculate actually the even numbers. I wanted to take out only the even numbers. And I wanted to assign that numbers to the nums. Okay, and I wanted to print on top of that. Now, what is the logic for calculating? I mean, like finding out the number is even or not. Whether the given number is even or odd, how do you calculate that one? X percentile equal to?
Equal to 0.
Sorry. X percentile 2 equal to, right? If that given number is divisible by 2, okay, and that too, if you're getting the remainder as 0, okay, then the number is even number. Otherwise, odd number. That's it. Okay. So nums it is taking as an input. Lambda function I've created here. See here, understand one thing here. List I'm trying to remove here. I don't want this one anymore. Filter is a function. That function is taking lambda function as an input. That is the reason why filter function we call it as a higher order function. Okay, nums it is taking as an input here. Okay, now let me try to print this one. See what is happening here. Object it is taking here because I can convert this into list, guys. Actually, I don't know. Once again, let me try this one. I don't know whether I'm doing a mistake here or not. But we are supposed to get it. Okay, let me try in another way. Okay.
I think you'll just have to use square brackets, maybe.
No, not like that. Is not list is a function, right? Actually, it will try to take the parentheses and input here. Okay, I'll try that one next. Okay, here what I have to do is I have to write the for loop for now. Just since it is iterator, every time we need to write for loop guys here. And for I in nums, right? Nums I'm taking here and colon here print of I am taking here. Okay. And executing, see what are all the even numbers are there that I'm trying to get here in the given list. That's it. Simply, if I give here not equal to symbol, not equal to, you represent like this with exclamatory mark and equal to, then see what you're going to get. Odd numbers you're going to get here. Now in the interview, somebody asks you, hey, if they give you this list and ask you to find out the even numbers or odd numbers or non-zero values or positive numbers or negative numbers, right? Then you can easily get that one, right? With a single line of command without writing that Python functionality and all. You can simply write it or not. Yes. See here, you can use the lambda functions or you can use the predefined, I mean, built-in functions, or you can use the custom functions as well, with custom functions as well. Whatever you want, you can define here. Higher order function can take any function as an input, whether it may be a built-in function or user-defined function or lambda function. It can be anything. Okay. Now, if I try to give here negative numbers here, let's say -3, -9 are the negative numbers here. Now I wanted to filter out only, I wanted to iterate only the positive numbers here. How do you do that? Only positive numbers.
Less than 0 or greater than 0.
I wanted to filter out only greater than 0.
Yeah.
Greater than or equal to also you can take, because 0 you can consider as a positive value only for some time. Don't ask me like why 0 is don't debate on the topic now. Okay, 0 I am considering as a positive value for some time. Okay, now if you try to run this one, see, you are getting all positive values. You are not getting any negative values here. -9, -5 are the negative values here. I'm not getting that one. And if you want to get only the negative values, let's say you change the logic like this. Okay, and whichever is less than 0, that you're getting here, -9 and -5. That's it. Guys, these are not Python concepts. These are our data engineering concepts only. Do not think that this is Python and we don't need to understand all these things. This is core Python programmers understand. Core Python programmers, they don't need this one topic at all. For our data engineering, we need this one. We have to like learn this. Okay, so that is the use of filter. And let me quickly finish the other two as well. Can be able to complete this one today. Yeah, I can able to complete it. Next, reduce function. So reduce function directly you cannot use. You have to import the function tool. Func tool is nothing but function tools. That is one of the module actually. From the module actually you need to import that reduce function. That is the specialty of this function. Okay, what it does is it will try to do but the function that takes two arguments and accumulates the value. The main functionality of the reduce is it actually accumulates the value. Okay, so what does it mean? Can you explain with an example so that we'll understand it? Okay, now what is happening here is, let me take a simple example here. If I ask you to calculate the sum of all the numbers in a list, then how do you do that one? In a Python like perspective, you tell me how you generally do that one. Let's consider this logic is not there. Reduce functionality is not there. Then how do you do that one? What is your approach here?
Using loops.
We have to use loop for each and every element. We need to iterate. Okay, let me write the functionality here. Okay, I'll write that the normal logic also here. Now let's try to define these numbers here. How do you do that one? Come on, help me here. For I in. Okay, what is that? Numbers is nothing but numbers. Okay. First, what we need to take? Sum equal to 0, because I'm trying to define a variable here. Okay. Next. Sum equal to sum plus I, right? Correct or not? First, it will take 1 and it will try to add it to 0 plus 1. 1 will be stored in sum. Okay. And sum equal to 0. No, not sum equal to 0. We have to take. Okay. Okay. For I in, right? Sorry. My bad, guys. Okay. Initially sum equal to 0 means
I equal to 0.
I equal to 0. We are I equal to 0 not required. Okay, directly I'll try to take this one. Okay, we'll see. Okay, sum we need to define not required. Directly it will take 1 here. Then what it stores actually?
Sorry, what is the requirement again? Sure. Sorry.
I wanted to add here 1 by 1 element here, so that it has to return the total output. After summation, whatever the output you're getting, that it has to return. Okay, return sum. This is what my expectation actually. Okay, after looping everything, actually, you have to get this one. You have to define that one in a function, right? Sorry. Okay, if it is a function, actually you can define directly that one. Okay, otherwise you have to directly take this one, right? So now you can write here directly in the, or you can write this one.
Sum equal to I, then after sum.
If
I
it is a
plus 1.
function, actually you can write like this also, right? Directly. Okay, every time you're printing here, if you want, you can print the sum here as well, so that every time whatever it is iterating, right, that it will try to print it. Okay. Now sum equal to sum plus I. Now let me try to execute this one. Okay, let me execute this one.
So we did not define any value, right? Sum.
In that case, I'll try to take that one outside here, so that it will be good. Okay, then it will be good. Print actually indentation problem here, and again I'm trying to take, see what you're getting. The final print, actually you're getting 36. Okay, if you want to remove this, see every time how it is adding. 1 it is taking, 1 plus 2. Okay, it is taking 1 plus 2 is 3, and again next element it is taking 3 plus 3 6. Next element it is taking 6 plus 4 10. Next element it is taking 10 plus 6 16. 5 15. That means 15 plus 6 21, 21 plus 7 28, 28 plus 8 36. Now, without doing all these things, if I can able to manage this entire functionality with this single line, how beautiful it is. What reduce will do is, reduce will do cumulative operation here. Cumulative means first it will take 1 here, and after that 1 plus 2 it will try to perform. I mean, whatever the functionality you are taking here. Initially, exit will take like something, first 2 elements it will take. After that, a cumulative sum, it will try to store it in AX, and after that second element, it will try to take into the Y, and it will keep on adding that. That's it. And if you try to execute this one, right, simply you'll get reduce is not, okay. Reduce is not defined because you have to take the function tools right here. You have to import the function tools right here. So for that, import func tools. Okay, that is what you need to import, guys. And after that, reduce is not defined. Okay, from function tools, import that one you need to write. Okay, so from function tools, import. Okay, that function, what is that? Reduce, right? This is what you need to write. Now execute this one. List is not callable. Again, it is throwing error. Okay, now if you want to get that one, print of nums. Now let me check here. P is capital here. See what you're getting? Every time you're getting 1 comma, it will try to add, and again next element 3 it will take here. And if you want to see the output of this one, right, you can actually convert this into print list. Actually, you'll get the output actually. I mean, since I did not perform here x plus y here, that is the reason why you did not get the direct result. I wanted to understand the functionality here. That is the reason why I kept here x comma. Initially, what did I take? What it has taken 1 comma 2 as an input it has taken, and after that it will try to perform the. I mean, if you use here plus, then it will try to perform the 3 here, and 3 comma 3 next time it will try to take input here. See here how it is taking here. And after that, after performing this one, again it will try to take this as an input, and after that again this one it will try to take as an input. After that this one, like that it will keep on like adding the elements here. I mean, based on the functionality here. Okay, now if I try to like use plus symbol here, now see what you're getting here. 36 I'm getting here number total. Here also I got 36 only, right? Still you don't get it?
No, I think it makes sense. Sure. The next question I had is this again the similar concept of multi-list in here, or just you can pass only one iteratable item into it?
Only one. Only one. Okay. And the last one is zip, guys. This is also very important one, and we use it regularly in real time. Okay. If at all, if you want to join to list by element, then you have to use zip. I use this one almost 100 times in my project. 100 times. Okay, I'll show you that one as well. Okay. Let's say I have list 1 and list 2. If at all, if you want to do zip. See, zip is nothing but indirectly backend it is going to convert it into key value pairs. Tuple. Key value pair is nothing but my tuple, right? That's what it is going to do. Okay. Now, one more example I'll try to show here. Okay, let's say I have list like this: apples, oranges, and pears. Like, let's say I have prices of the fruits, and if at all, if you want to zip, right, so it will try to actually create the key value pair. Okay, and on top of that one, if you want to convert that into dict format, you can convert it. Okay, you can do that happily. You can convert this one. I don't know why it is not allowing today. I'll check my previous recording and why it is not supporting. I'll try to check that one. So I think last time I was able to execute this one. This time it is not allowing me. Okay. If at all, if you want to unzip, right, the elements unpack. If you want to unpack that elements, actually zip of star also you can use, or in Python also we have separate concept for unzipping that one. I'll try to discuss that one as well, maybe later. Okay, that is the use of zip. Okay, that's it. With this, we are done with the function basics and the lambda functions and the higher order functions. This knowledge is enough to understand the RDDs. That is PySpark, the initial PySpark concept. Okay.
For the zip function, do the list needs to be of same length?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Come again.
For the list concept, is it required for the list to be of same length?
For Jippa? Good question. Good question. Good question. Okay. Now, I'm supposed to discuss that. I forgot, I think. Since you asked that one, I'm trying to explain that. Let me try to zip this so that in PySpark also we have zip case actually. In Python also we have. In PySpark also we have zip. Okay. That is also one of the interview question they'll ask. What is the difference between PySpark zip and the Python zip? Okay. I'll tell you that one as well. Okay. Now here, I'm trying to convert. Currently, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 5 elements are there here. And if I try to use the zip function on top of that one, right? And invalid character in list 2. I think somewhere single quotes is having issue, guys. Where is that? Okay. This is the character. Sorry. Okay. Now let me try to execute this one. And I wanted to iterate this one, guys. Actually, how do you iterate that one? So using for loop, for I in result. Okay. Result colon print of I. So how it is converting you see here. For I in, sorry, my bad. For I in result. Okay, now see 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D. What happened to this one? E. It did not consider. Similar to your other function, what is that? Map. Map. But in PySpark, both the list has to be same length. It has to be same length in PySpark. That is the main difference between PySpark zip and the Python zip. Okay, we are going to see that one as well. Don't worry.
What about the map? Is it same?
Map is also same, right? It will not consider if you have extra elements in the another list.
PySpark is it same as Python? Map?
Yes. No. There also it is different. I'll discuss that one as well. Okay. when we get into that topic, I'll discuss that. Yeah, that's all, guys, for today. And hold on, guys. I'll show you real time actually how we create that. Let me log into my. Let me stop sharing this one.